Welcome. I am the Organizer Advisor here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. February 1st. It's an exciting day, the beginning of a new month, and we have accomplished a lot. So go back and watch the last few videos that I posted on the Facebook page because we've recapped all of the successes that we've had over the month of January. So now we're in a new month. We are going to maintain our momentum. We're already feeling the results of our wardrobe, our exercise, our eating clean, our vitamins, our meditation. It's all starting to feel like there's the benefits, and now it's starting to feel like good. So here's the transformation. We're blooming. Doesn't it feel good to bloom? So what's next? So over the course of February, we're going to continue with our thematic organizing, and then we will start our every nook and cranny cleaning of our home. But we're going to do it in a way that you don't get overwhelmed and stressed out. Oftentimes when we do our spring cleaning or we try and deep clean a room, we end up trying to take on the whole room, and then we end up tearing the whole room apart. Then we've got all of the stuff out all over the place that we intend to organize, and we just pull it out because we know we need to clean the space, and then it becomes chaos. It creates this visceral disturbance in our body where we're just overwhelmed, and then there's the frustration, and then the anger, and then the sadness, and it gets to be this very negative feedback loop. That doesn't work for me, and I bet it doesn't work for you. So I'm going to walk you through this process where we focus on just one little section a day. Keep it manageable, keep the forward momentum, but we want to keep the momentum, but keep it manageable so that we can feel effective but not get overwhelmed where there's a ripple effect across our family, in our professional lives, and then in our own metabolism. It creates stress, creates a metabolism issue through cortisol. So we don't want that. So I'm going to help you get through all of the every nook and cranny cleaning. Won't it be wonderful to have your house spring cleaned, everything done, everything organized, and feel so empowered? That's what we'll do. So, thematic organizing, you guessed it. Hi, Darcy, how are you? Magazines. Now, this is one of those items that I call items of overwhelm. And the reason is because especially if you're from my generation, magazines, we didn't have online stuff. That was before the internet. So we had magazine subscriptions, and so we would get all of these subscriptions, and they were great, but then we collected a lot. So hi, Lynn, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Thanks, you guys, for being here. It's always nice to talk to an audience. But when we have a lot of magazines, we're not quite sure what to do with them. So what we do in our organization process when we're organizing anything in our home, we gather. So you want to go and gather all your magazines. Now, you may not have many, but magazines was like a tradition for me and my mom because we would get the latest magazines and we would sit down and have tea together. That was our thing. So magazines then became kind of that bonding experience for me. So I tend to have quite a few of them. But there is a point where you have too many and it becomes clutter or unmanageable. So gather all your magazines, and you want to then kind of group them. Some magazines are more like craft magazines or recipe cooking magazines for recipes. You may want to hold on to some of those if you use those. Others may be decorative magazines. So you want to kind of group them and keep the ones that are most aligned with your interests. Some may be photography magazines, some may be just intellectual magazines, but you may want to group them. If not, just go through them and keep the editions that resonate with you. There's something in that magazine that you absolutely love. Now, here's a couple of tips. If it's just one recipe in the magazine you want to keep, or it's one decorating idea, take a picture on your cell phone or scan it into your computer and then create a database, what we call a vision board. But you can then keep that one thing that you want out of the magazine and then recycle the rest of the magazine. You can, create an actual vision board with poster boards where you remove recipes or the decorative elements that you want in order to create maybe a room design that you like, or a cooking menu that you want to execute. So go through, and then all the magazines that you're going to keep, you can create a dedicated space. I chose this little basket that belonged to my mom. And since magazines was a mom and me thing, I like keeping them in this basket that reminds me of my mom. So this is the way I like to store, and this is all the magazines that I keep except for the latest editions I keep right on my little coffee table. But if you have a lot of magazines and you need to recycle some or you want to donate some, here's some choices. Call your local elementary school or middle school or even high school. A lot of times they use magazines for art projects. You can donate them there. Tip, make sure there's no personal information on the magazine. Like if you have a magazine that is mailed to you, you don't want your personal information. So cut that off before you donate your magazines. Then another option is I donated mine to the homeless shelter. And I also just posted on my social media platform, hey, I have a bunch of magazines. Would anybody like them? Because if they're new to somebody else and they haven't seen that edition before, then it's like getting a brand new magazine. And let me tell you, these things can cost some money. I know some magazines that I've purchased. Let's see, this one is $10.99. $10.99 for a magazine. So I'm reticent just to, throw them in the recycle bin. I want somebody else to be able to capitalize on my investment. So I just post something on my social media, give them kind of the groups or categories of the magazines that I have. And is it Mike and Sandra? So I guess it's Sandra watching. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. Happy, wonderful Wednesday to everybody watching. Back to the magazines. I just post on my social media, and another thing you can do is if you do like a ladies luncheon or you belong to a ladies group, you can have a magazine swap day where you kind of get together for lunch and you just put them all out on a table and people can then go and select the editions that they want to. That way we're really making the most of the investment that we made on this, not just for ourselves, but for others. So that's our thematic organizing for today. And I'm going to put these down here. And let's talk about our health and beauty routine for today. Make sure that you hydrate. It's really, really important right now that you hydrate. If you're in an area where the climate is cold, northern hemisphere, you're probably running your heat, and that is going to dry out your skin, and you're going to need to increase the amount of water that you drink. So please make sure you have a water-based beverage that's pleasant for you so that you hydrate. Do your hydration calculator. If you're exercising more intensely, you need to drink more water. So this keeps our metabolism up, keeps our blood pressure down. It helps to keep our skin looking dewy and fresh, and even at my age, and it helps us sleep better because you sleep better when you're hydrated. So daily health and beauty or daily beauty routine for today is hair care day. So it can deep condition your hair. We want to have healthy hair. So let's get our hair health as our focal point for today. But it also, we've talked about those personal appliances for your hair, your curling iron, your hot rollers. We want to make sure all of those are clean, and we want to make sure our brushes are clean too, because we don't want to redeposit any kind of product back on our hair when we deep conditioned and cleaned it. But I wanted to show this little thing. I love this. I don't know if you've seen these, but this was a gift from my dad and his wife Michelle. Thank you, Dad and Michelle. I love this. This is a scalp massager, but look. It is so comfy, but not only does it relax you, you can just put it right down over your head. Isn't that fun? It is so relaxing. So like when you're meditating, you may want to do this right before meditation. It also stimulates your hair follicles. It stimulates your scalp, which is going to bring more circulation to your scalp, which is going to help the health of your hair. All in this fun little wacky device. It's amazing. I had one that didn't vibrate, but this one is so much more fun. And it wasn't that expensive, but it's relaxing, and it's going to help my hair condition and stimulate the hair follicles. Isn't that fun? Okay, so togas for today. It's kind of like a thematic dovetailing into our document organization, and that's our magazines. And then our hair health day. So deep condition, make sure that your hair is clean and deep condition. You can use an oil conditioner, or you can use a hair mask, whatever works for you. If you're in a drier climate, you may want to try like an oil conditioning, and whatever you use, whatever product you use on your hair. But you want to make sure that you clean those hair brushes, those hair products, and remember, we're gathering all those hair products that we have on hand so that we are using them. We focus on the almost empties first so we can reduce some of the clutter. Okay, that is our day today for Wonderful Wednesday. Just 2 togas today, but also make sure that you're hydrating, exercising. Let's work up to 30 minutes a day. It's so good for your circulation and metabolism, and you sleep better, lower your blood pressure. Also, eat clean, take vitamins and supplements if you subscribe to that practice, as well as take time for stillness, prayer, or meditation, just to calm the body, the mind, and give your soul a little bit of sanctuary rest. Okay, that's our day today. Thank you so much for all of you who joined me. Thank you for all of your feedback. I really love to hear the comments about the rainbow closet, and also, the fact that some of these strategies are working for you. You're feeling the difference. Thank you for sharing that with me. It empowers me and excites me to be able to come back here every day and share this time with you when I know it's helping. So that's my mission, and I love doing this with you. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow.